Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, September 1st. Happy first of the month, everybody. It's 6:21 right now. Market's going to open in about 9 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, then we can get started with our session for today. So just give me a few moments to get everything set up here. And then we will get started with our analysis shortly. All right, a couple more things here to update. All right, that looks good. That's good. One last thing here, and I think we are good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, looks good. All right, solid. So as people start to make their way, I'm going to go ahead and mark up news price. I believe there's news today. All right, looks good. So let me go ahead and mark up news price over here. So let me pull up Forex Factory real quick. It is Thursday, September 1st. So there was news here at 5:30, some US news, pretty mixed. So unemployment claims was positive, non-farm productivity was negative, revised Uber labor costs negative. So at 5:30, it was mixed, one positive, two negative, mostly positive. So we'll just mark that up real quick. So 5:30 a.m. today, 3 news events. You guys can see the huge volatility right here as price pushed. It did the opposite. So 5:30 a.m. US news, positive. Positive. So I got that marked up right there. Morning, Peter. Morning, Patricia. Morning, everybody. So good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, September 1st. It's 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. It's the first of the month, guys. So just keep in mind that you might see some unusual movements in price because a lot of new contracts are reopening for the options market. We have another news event coming here at 6:45 and 7. Okay, so 6:45 and 7. 7 is going to be high impact. So we'll just keep an eye out for that, but shouldn't be too bad. Or, I mean, not necessarily too bad, but it'll be, hopefully it'll be beneficial for us moving, in our direction. So 6:45, 7. And then I think that's it. We have natural gas storage at 7:30. We actually have a lot of news today, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing because it'll help the market be very volatile today as we know it. Let me check Forex Factory real quick, make sure I'm not missing anything over here. No, 6:45, 7. 7:30. Yeah, we should be good. All right, so everything looks good here, guys. Let's take a look at the sentiment for today. So right now, retail sentiment is currently 56% short, 44%, or sorry, 56% long, 44% short, indicating that 56% of traders are currently buying right now. So with that said, we typically want to do the opposite and sell. It's not very strong, but it is somewhat of a bearish bias. So we'll use this to our advantage right here. We'll also take a look at the fundamentals right now. They're down 160 points. So with that said, that lines up with the sentiment over here, doing the opposite of retail. So we're in a, I guess, light bearish bias, not necessarily very strong. So light bearish to neutral bias because it's not too strong, but the fundamentals here are pointing in the direction of our sentiment. With that said, here at our short-term bias, the trend, it is currently bearish to neutral right now. It's bearish with regard to the pivots because the red pivot is over the green one and price is below it. However, the trend meter down here is currently blue. So it's a little bit indecisive, but we'll try to use that in our favor. So it is kind of pointing towards a bearish bias that's going to line up with the fundamentals and retail sentiment. So we'll probably, for the most part, look for sells today. That can change, so don't worry. I mean, it's not going to stay that way all day. Let's see, I'm just going to go and update the zones right here. All right, guys, market's going to open in about 3 minutes. All right. Adjust this slightly. Do like where price is currently at. So then it's in between. I mean, it'd be better if price was away from these red flags, but we got to work with what we can get. All right, cool. So let's see who's here. Morning, sir. Morning, David. Morning, Maria. Morning, everybody. Market is opening in about 2 minutes. So I'll wait for that. As I mentioned, we currently have a bearish bias with regard to sentiment, fundamentals, and technicals here. It's not a very strong bearish bias, but it is nonetheless a bearish bias. So in order for us to take a sell here, we need price to drop below around this area right here. Get that wick rejection and ride the continuation down. So that's basically what I'm looking for over here for a sell. Price can swing up as well. There's no need for it to go one way or the other. We'll just see what the market gives us. Hopefully it'll push properly as we continue to move along. Let's see, how far is this right here? Okay, cool. All right, guys, market is opening in about 50 seconds. Hey, Ross, morning. Morning, Marco. All right, cool. Market is opening shortly, guys. Market is opening in 30 seconds. I don't think there's much else for us to look at here. Let's take a look at the heat maps, refresh that real quick. Heat map's pretty mixed, or I mean, it's more red than green, but not completely red. So we'll keep an eye out on that as well. All right, guys, market's opening in 10 seconds. Market is open at 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is now open, guys. All right, so price can push wherever. It might get a correction back to news price up here, or it may just continue pushing down. Who knows, right? There's a lot of different areas where price can go. This might be the first target, and then maybe a fake out might happen or continuation. So I think the first price structure we'll be looking at is news here, because price has not corrected back up yet. Price dropped right here at 530. And it never came back up. It's coming right back up right now. So it's going to come and test it at this point. Price will either break through it and continue pushing up higher, or it's going to fake out and come right back down. It might not even come and touch it, right? It's pretty much just doing the opposite of like what was going on during London session. So let's see where this goes. Let me refresh the fundamentals real quick. Fundamentals are down 118 points. Sentiment over here is still 56% long. So with that said, I think this is a fake out right here. I think this is just pushing up slightly and then it'll make its way back down. So you can see right there where the rejection happened directly off news price. It did exactly what we anticipated, right? I mentioned price was going to correct back up. And then from here, one of two things will happen. Price will either fake out and swing right back down, or it's going to break through and continue pushing up higher. My guess is that it's going to swing back down because everything here is pretty much pointing towards a sell long term. However, the short term push may just continue pushing for now. So this is all short term right here, guys. Don't be too worried about the big push right here. I think price, even like no matter how far it pushes up, I think it'll come back down eventually at some point because the long term bias is still for a sell. Let me refresh the heat map over here. Heat map is pretty red. So yeah, I'm still expecting it to come down quite a bit. And let's check the charts, and it did that exactly. So market opened right here. This is opening price. It faked out, came right back down, did exactly what we anticipated, right? No surprise there. So, all right, we need the sell signal here to close. Once it closes below here, we can start looking for some SR scalps down in this area. So no surprise here. We already anticipated this to happen. This is why it's key to do a full analysis before market open, because you can identify where the fake outs are happening and where the actual moves are happening, right? Like we knew this was going to happen because we looked at the sentiment, we looked at fundamentals, we looked at the trend, everything pointed towards a sell. This is just a fake out initially to lure in some buyers because there's enough buyers here with regard to sentiment. You can see it went from 55 to 56. What do you think happened to that 1%? They got kicked out of the trade, right? They got stopped out. So, it lines up perfectly, guys. That's why it's important that you don't have to analyze like a day ahead, right? You can analyze like a few minutes right before market open, even a few seconds, and you can anticipate where this stuff is going to be moving. So, all right, we need a sell signal right here. And then I need price to come below this point. And then I need it to reject off this structure so that we can take this for a sell, right? That's what I'm looking for. Until then, I'm just waiting. We can't let price touch the sessions over here because this is a highly manipulated area as well. So just keep that in mind, guys. No rush trades here. Just make sure that you actually analyze it, wait for it to play out, and wait for it to confirm. All right, so price is coming down. Here we go. Perfect. There's another zone below here. There's a lot of opportunities to take sells at this point. All right, so this is exactly what I wanted. So I want price to stay below here. I actually need price to close with the sell signal though, or we're not going to have an entry, right? So we have about 10 seconds left on this candle. It's okay if it closes anywhere around this area, but once it does close, we need to get that wick rejection off this structure, and then we can take that sell. All right, so push down a little bit more than I wanted it to, but it's okay. We'll see. We'll wait for that retracement if we can get it. The thing that I don't want to happen is I don't want price to just free fall lower, right? If it free falls lower, it's going to be too far. We're not going to have enough room to take any trades because it's going to be overextended at that point. So I'm waiting for this retracement here. I want this to actually retrace up and push up to this structure. And then I'm looking for a wick rejection off this structure here. However, we can also look for that wick rejection below here too. Just got to make sure that it's not too overly extended because this is a bit overextended and we don't want to get caught in that swing to the upside, right? So you want to be very careful about that. All right, looks like price wants to stay below here. This is cool. It is a little overextended, so you want to be a bit cautious. You want to make sure that you look at the trade entirely before you decide to, hop into anything here. So price is free falling at this point. We have the wick rejection right there. If this closes as a moderate red candle, this can possibly be an entry for a sell using the K2SR rejection. You just got to make sure that the candle is not too big and that it actually closes moderate. Like this can't close with a doji or double wick on both sides that are too heavy, and there's the retracement that we were looking for. So this is fine. I'm okay with it pushing up higher. I want it to actually push up higher and test this point up here. That's perfectly fine. This is what I wanted to happen. So here we go. As price pushes up higher, actually, this would be a better rejection point right here. It'd be a safer rejection point. All right, we'll see if it closes moderate. We got about 10 seconds left on this candle. It's a bit of a risky entry. You got to wait for it to close. Don't hop in early. If you get in late, that's fine. So make sure that you actually confirm that it closes proper. Nope. So there's no entry off that. It's a green candle. We need a moderate red candle in order for us to take the trade there. Price is still pushing up. That's completely fine. I actually run it to reject off this point or even this point up here. It'd be better rejection. So there's two different things that can happen here. Price will either retrace up and it'll be the retracement, or it's going to consolidate. So it might retrace up, reject off this point, and come back down. That'll provide us for an entry. Or it may go into consolidation at this point, where it'll just end up going sideways, right? We did get the rejection up here. If this closes as a moderate red candle, this can possibly be the entry. However, this candle might be too big, so I don't think we're going to get that. I want to make sure that it's not going to engulf the stop loss here, because if it does retrace, you're going to be screwed, because it's going to be such a far retracement before you can hit your TP. All right, this is fine. Price is still retracing up. Let's see if it pushes up higher. If not, if we get a moderate red candle here, we can take it. All right, guys, I just muted everybody. You guys okay? I don't know how Gigi was able to unmute himself, but I just remuted everybody. All right, so we're looking for a moderate red candle right here. If we get a moderate red candle, this would be entry for a sell. You just don't want it to be too big, right? About 20 seconds left here. About 10 seconds. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 2, 3, 1. All right. Oh man, what the hell? All right, so I don't know what happened. Like, I was looking at my MC4 here and it looked like it was fine, but it spiked up. So I ended up taking the trade and it hit my TP real quick. I'm not sure if anybody else took it, but it went straight to TP. Yeah, I was waiting to the last second, and then literally at the last second it spiked up, but I already hit sell on mine. So I ended up taking the trade and it went straight to TP. That's super volatile this morning. So I took the trade there. Since I took it, we'll count it. Looks like D caught it as well. Nice work, guys. It's okay if you guys missed it. We'll catch the next one. Seth caught it too. Nice work, Seth. Natasha took it as well. Great work, Natasha. Brian got it. Awesome. Awesome, guys. So let me just put this up right here. It's fine if you guys missed it. We'll wait for the next one. B said I made nothing on my copiers on that trade. 660 on my main. I made like 900 on mine. Well, let me go and post up my profits as well. Let me see what my copiers look like. Wait, what? No way. That's BS. MFF gave me a loss on mine, so I'll show you guys my slippage. Okay. Man, I'm like really hating MFF now. I feel like MFF is so like I don't know how that even happens. I'll show you real quick. I got 910 on my main account. It was a full TP with the green strip, but for whatever reason, MFF gave me negative 300. Like, was slippage that bad? But the thing with that is that the entry happened right here, right? And there's so much push right here. So it's like, I don't understand how it got negative, because he never went into drawdown. That's crazy. Well, whatever. Let me just show you guys real quick. And MFF needs to get their shit together. I'm just going to stop using them. Well, I'm going to keep using them until it stops working, but it's just annoying that that it's like a continuous problem. So let me just go and take a screenshot. My FTMO got some slippage too, but I still made profit on it. Copier. I feel like MFF's been like so screwed up for the past couple of weeks. I really, well, Patricia even mentioned that they're manipulating execution time. So if they are doing, I mean, I can see the difference now, because if they're taking like 3 seconds to take the trade or more, then yeah, of course, it'd be negative, because we should have entered like seconds ago. I feel like MFF is turning into a funding talent. Like they're making it impossible for people to scalp. TFF did the same thing too initially when they first changed servers. They don't like well, I don't know why they don't like scalpers. It's easier for them, but they like purposely lag the execution times. And it was like when I first passed that, what was it called? TFF. And then they were like, they had nothing to say. Like once we showed them my profits where it was different, I had like 1,000 profit or like 3,000 profit on FTMO and then like negative 1,000 on TFF. They were like, oh, that's not our problem. That's why I never went back to TFF. They're like, that was like the shadiest experience I had with a funding company. Like I even went on their Discord, and I never go on Discord. I don't even have a Discord. I went on their Discord and complained. And like in the public chat room, they were like, oh, I don't know. Like, what the fuck? What do you guys mean you don't know? But all right, here's my profits real quick. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen. I want to show you guys the difference here. Okay, so all done looking at this right here. Prices bouncing around right here. We're still looking for sells, but we need to sell momentum. The reason why we're looking for sells is because the trend meter down here is red, and the pivots are also bearish. So here's the difference between my trades. My main account, you can see green strip 910. My FTMO is still in profit. There was a lot of slippage, but still profit 110. One of my MFFs 90 negative, my second MFF negative 340, and then my third MFF negative 340. So that's a huge difference, right? 910 to negative 340. Huge difference there. Yeah, I don't know, it's super annoying. But Patricia said they're having issues. I don't even trade them anymore. Done with them exactly, Sean, the next funding talent. They tweak their latency execution time, suck now, and they blame it on slippage. There's no way this could be slippage, guys. Like this is such a big difference, right? Like I would expect maybe like, okay, so this one looks okay, maybe, or maybe like $100, right? Like how this one did. That's slippage. This means that I was like, their slippage was over 100 to 200 points. But the thing with this right here is that with this entry, the slippage should have worked in my favor, because if they entered late, I'd still be in profit like way down here, because it actually pushed like 320 pips. So if it pushed 320 pips and the slippage happened, they would have entered me down here, right? And I'd still be in profit. So that just doesn't make any sense to me. Like if slippage is their excuse, that's like for sure not the issue, because I entered right here. I made profit on this account. And if there was slippage and I entered anywhere down here, I would still be in profit because price never swung up to my stop loss. It's not the copier job, because if the copier is slow, all the MFS would be the same, right? These are way different. It's been like this for the past like 2 months. Yeah, Maddie said, so Maddie's also said, man, I've been trying to tell y'all MFF is bullshit. They blame it on slippage and volatility every time. I tried emailing them, and that's what they say every time. It just doesn't make sense. I've been trading with MFF for how many months, or almost a year now, right? They never had these issues before. And I've been using the same copier, nothing's changed. The only difference is that they changed their execution times, right? They lag it. So basically you enter a trade, they don't enter for like a second or 2 seconds later. So if that's the case, then yeah, if they entered like a minute later, then I would have entered down here. But it just doesn't make sense. John said he got 800 on his MFF. Are you on a funded or a challenge? So that might be the difference too, because I think if you're on a challenge, well, that's how it was on TFF. So TFF, yeah, so you're still on phase 1. You might be on a different server. On funded accounts, they might be like messing with it a little more, because that's what happened with TFF. When I did their challenge, I passed in 2 days. And then once I got to their funded account, like all the execution times are way off. So I don't know. I mean, all right, whatever. I'm done complaining. it's just annoying, right? It's super annoying that we have to deal with it. And it's just been a consistent issue. I don't have issues with FTMO. It's always MFF or any of these other companies. And that's why I never recommend that anybody use them unless you've maxed out your FTMO. But it is what it is. Thanks, Peter, for the news. Peter said news was neutral. So this was 6:45 US news. Neutral. So we got that marked up right there. I'm going to go ahead and update these zones right here. This is done. Ah, man, where's the alternative? Anybody know any other funding companies better than MFF? I'm getting close to just wanting to leave their company. Been with them for a while now. It just seems like every couple of months, whenever they find something that works, like for the traders, they change it up. Yeah, maybe I'll have to give TFF another try, Patricia. I just don't like how they treated the last situation. You guys remember that? I mean, I wasn't the only one that was having issues either. There was like a ton of people who were complaining, and their customer service was just like, they were like clueless. They had no idea what was going on, and we had screenshots to prove it. And I had video because it was recorded. So maybe I'll give TFF a try at some point. But as of now, I'm gonna look for an alternative. Haven't looked for another funding company in a while because I've been fine with FTMO and MFF, but it's just been the past couple months, super annoying. Yeah, Patricia said, yes, I know they screwed me too, but they are much better now. FTMO is the best, however. Yeah, no, exactly. They've been around the longest. I've been with FTMO for quite a while now. All right, so there might be an entry right here, guys, for a buy. It's gonna make sure the candle's not too big. This last candle was also an entry, but the candle was just too big. So there's an entry right here. Wick rejection, trend meter was green. That fit the requirements, but like I mentioned, it was just way too big. This one right here as well. If this closes as a moderate green candle, this can be an entry, but it has to be moderate. It can't be, there can't be a big wick on top. All right, so no entry off this one. Casey's asking, hey, Sean, quick think, what does TFF stand for? I'm actually not familiar with that prop firm. It's called True Forex Funds, Casey. Yeah, TFF means True Forex Funds. I know it's weird because when I try to search up TFF, I couldn't find it either. When people were talking about it, I was like, what does this mean? And then someone had to tell me. All right, so there's no entry off that, guys. Price is actually coming back down, it looks like. Price is in a big range right now. So if you go over here real quick. Price is just in a huge range right now. This is from market open till now. It's right back at the sessions, which is fine. It's got to wait for it to push away. So let me just scroll up real quick. Seth was asking, how safe do you consider that trade was? Just curious. So if it closed as a moderate red candle, Seth, then I would consider it safe. However, you know, as I mentioned, I was following it. I don't know how did it change like the very last second, but like literally I was following it, and then it closed. I think it was this candle right here, right? I followed it, and I was like telling you guys, like, don't enter early, wait for it. At the last second, it literally spiked up. So it was technically down here. If it was down here, then I would have considered it safe because everything just lined up. But you know, with the type of market that we're in, with all the news happening, there's a lot of like random volatility spikes. So that's kind of what screwed it up. But I mean, thankfully it played out for us. I'm still kind of upset MFF screwing with us though. Yeah, it takes a lot to like work me out, but like MFF's been doing this for the past couple of weeks, past couple months. Anyways, whatever. I'm still overall net profit, even with these losses here. This first account still covers all the losses off the MFF accounts. So anyways, let me just put a little description here. All right, and it looks like you guys posted your profits too. So we'll take a look at those. If you guys have any profits to post up, feel free to send them in or post them in any of the groups. I'll check them out right now. But it looks like a lot of you guys here did pretty well. I mean, some of you guys had the same issue as me with MFF, but I mean, it is what it is. What can we do about it, right? Just got to deal with it. All right, so Dell over here posted his profits. He locked in a total profit of 538 for the day. Nice work. Dell took all these trades from this morning. He took one loss for GJ yesterday during Asia, but everything from this morning looks pretty solid overall. So nice work right there, Dell. Scrolling over here real quick. So Dell again right here, he locked in even more profit. He's up 814 off his account. So great work for the day so far, Dell. A lot of trades, but definitely some solid profits. Scotty over here as well, locked in a total profit of 2,820 for the day. All wins, no losses. Nice work, Scotty. All right, so you guys did pretty good. I don't think the other members have posted their profits with like the issues as well, but I mean, it's all good. Just gotta wait for the next one. All right, so there's nothing for us to take right here. Price is like in between opening price and news price, so we can't really take anything at the moment. We'll keep following it. We need price to be somewhere either below here because the sessions is right there, or somewhere above here to get away from the news. There's news right here as well. Let's see. Rick said, Sean, you literally started your funded account the day they switched servers, LOL. I know it's TFF. Like literally, I got funded in 2 days and then they switched to brand new servers the day after, and it was like impossible to scalp on there. It's crazy. Yeah, my luck, right, Rick? Gigi's asking, so when are you planning on starting your own funded account? Hopefully by 2024. Hopefully. I mean, we'll see. You know, we have other members in the group who are starting their own funding company as well. I'm going to see how they run the company, how does it work, and then, you know, I'm an improviser, so that's what I do. I find solutions for like whatever issues these companies have. So I'm going to see like what people do and what happens and what the red flags are and what the issues are and stuff. And then I'm going to go in and fix everything up and create my own company, right? That's how people create companies that pretty much consume all these other companies. That's, you know, you find solutions. You figure out someone who's willing to go through trial and error. You see what they do wrong and you do things better. That's basically how like K2 runs as well, right? You guys have been in other trading groups. You know, I've been in a lot of trading groups and I saw a lot of bad things there. So that's why I created K2. That's why I stopped doing signals, because you start to get like a toxic community. Like when you do signals, you get a toxic community because you have some people who are following directions and doing good. And then you have some people who don't follow directions and then they blame the community or they blame the strategy, right? With this live trading, you can't screw up here, right? You're literally watching me analyze and take the trades live. That's why I don't do signals anymore, because you know, I saw how like signals would like turn a whole community against each other, and it would turn this community into think that the whole group is a scam, right? So with live trading, you know, you can't fake live trading. It's like live analysis, live breakdown, live trades, and then live profits right after. Like it's a process. You can't fake that. So yeah, I mean, I don't have a timeline for when, you know, I decide to start the funding company. It's not going to be a normal funding company though. So just keep that in mind. Like not everybody can just sign up and do a challenge, right? I'm going to hand select the people who are going to join, because you're only going to be allowed to use my strategies, because I want you guys to win every trade. So yeah, no timeline, but hopefully sooner than later. It's probably going to be sooner because I just need to figure out how to actually start the funding company. I don't necessarily need to know like all the other stuff, because it's not going to be like a normal funding company. It's going to be similar, but it's by invitation. So you can't just sign up and be like, oh, I want to be in your funding company, because I'm going to be overseeing everything. to make sure that everything runs smoothly and that everybody actually wins, everyone actually gets funded, you know, all that stuff. We'll all be on the same brokers, so there won't be the same any of these issues with like MFF. But yeah, hopefully by next year, and we'll see. Because we do see a lot of trades come after 8 o'clock. Like I typically trade from 6 to 8. That's just my time where like I trade the best. And then we do see a lot of good trades come from like 8 to 10. So we can just probably have different groups. We have one group trade from 8 to 10, another group trade from like 10 to 12. So that everyone's fresh, right? You're not here on the computer for like 4 hours, tired already and waiting to get off. And that's why I'm so consistent in the morning, guys, right? I'm never like, I'm usually pretty on point in the morning because I only trade for like an hour. I'm not like burning myself out every single day trading for like 8 hours a day. That's how burnout happens, and that's how you guys make mistakes. So you guys got to have a balance and have a routine as well. All right, there's no trades here yet. We have a sell signal here. Trend meter is red, pivots are bearish. So I'm looking for price to make its way below here so that we can take some trades. Price has not made its way down here yet. It just keeps getting sucked into these red flags. So as you guys can see over here, price swings down, comes back up, and then gets stuck around this area right here. Which is basically an area of manipulation, right? This area right here is where you don't want to trade because you can see all the fake outs happening within this area. So price kind of pulls down or it pushes up, rejects directly off news price, area of manipulation, comes back down. Where does it reject from down here? Sessions, comes back lower, fakes out, comes right back up. Huge consolidation area right here. Like this consolidation area isn't even considered consolidation. It's like a huge range. Price pushed about like 700 pips or 800 pips. So definitely not an area where you want to trade because this will cause you to probably get stopped out before it hits your TP. So just a matter of patience from now until price pushes away. Let's go over to the clean chart real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and mark up the high lows. Give you guys a better idea of market structure right now. So as you guys can see, like there's a lot of ways to identify market structure. You can use the K2SRs like we've done with the zones, or you guys can draw the high lows right here, right? I create these tools for specific reasons. This pretty much is like your cheat code to identify where price is actually moving. So you can see right here, now that I've drawn the high lows, you can see exactly where the range is happening, right? This is literally a cheat code for you guys. So make sure that you guys utilize all the tools here, because if you didn't know that price was in a range, now you know, right? It pretty much does all the work for you. And this is key to helping you guys really understand what's going on in the market, right? Because a lot of people don't realize that there's 3 phases. So here are the 3 phases in the market. Price is either going up, it's going down, or it's going sideways, right? You draw this structure here. You can see that price was going down for a while right here, went sideways, went down. This was a big sideways, and it's just continued. Like it's been sideways ever since this point right here. Down, consolidation, down, huge range, and it's been ranging. So if you go back this far, it's literally been a big range aside from these outliers right here. These are just fake outs. So this is literally a fake out. Came down, faked out. Came down right here, faked out, pulled right back into the range. So just keep that in mind, guys. Try not to make trading too complicated. It doesn't have to be that complicated, right? I've been using one strategy for the past couple of months now, and it's been winning like tremendously. I feel like too many people try to add too much stuff, and then they start screwing up their analysis. So just try to keep it as simple as possible. We have news right here. News candle was at 7. Is that the high impact news? It was ISC manufacturing PMI. So let's see what it was. Let me refresh it real quick. News was positive. It was a bit neutral. So let's say neutral news, or we'll say positive because that was a high impact. So let's go over here real quick. I'll mark up news price. And just always keep that in mind, guys. I mean, the main thing that you guys have to look for when you're identifying and analyzing the market is, for one, market structure, and then two, you want to identify red flags, right? I mean, those are the two main things. If you guys can identify market structure and identify the red flags so you know where not to trade, you guys can apply whatever strategy you want, uh, whether it be KT strategies or whatever strategies you guys like to apply. I mean, literally my concepts work with everything. Um, those are the two main things you have to look for: market structure and red flags. Because you can take whatever trades you want, just want to make sure you stay away from certain areas like these horizontal lines that I draw. That's why the sessions here is super useful. All right, so price is dropping below here. This is what we were waiting for. Now that price is at this point, we're looking for a wick rejection off one of these structures. So basically, if this bounces down here, swings back up, rejects off this point, and then comes back down, we can take sell from there. Or if price swings down here, rejection off this point, and same thing, it still applies, right? So that's what we're looking for right here. We have another zone below here as well, so this is good. It just keeps creating new zones, which is going to be beneficial if we want to trade below this point. Let me go ahead and check the zones here real quick. This zone is no longer here. Everything else looks fine. All right, so I want some sort of retracement here if possible. If not, if we get a moderate red candle, this can possibly still be an entry. So just keep that in mind. We're looking for a moderate red candle, and then if we don't get that, then we can wait for retracement. Just got to make sure it actually closes this time. I try not to jump the gun like I did the last trade. We got about 20 seconds left on the candle. It just happens too quickly. 10 seconds. No. Nope. The wick on the bottom was too big. It's bigger than the body. That would have been a win though. Man, these candles today have been super volatile. So this would have been a win if it closed at least a little bit lower, but it didn't. So it's all good. Spread's still pretty wide too. Spread's at 190. So this would have been a super risky trade because you might have, I mean, you did hit CP, but you would have gotten caught possibly in the spread. The volatility right here is kind of crazy though. If this candle closes too big, we have to wait. This is another entry here though. 20 seconds left. Hope it doesn't push too far. All right, so this is as far as I can go. Right. Just got to make sure the candle doesn't push that far below there. If it, or actually, the wick's too big now. Wick's too big on the bottom, no entry. So let's wait for another retracement. Yeah, that would have hit CP too. So these both would have hit TP, but it's all good. Rather be safe than sorry. So I'm gonna wait for it to retrace. It needs to retrace. It's pushed down too far with no retracement or no consolidation. So from this point, the high point right here, price is pushed down about 1,500 pips. So it's due for retracement. Sorry, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Both of them would have been wins though, two back-to-back wins right there if they closed properly. If this one actually closed where it was earlier, and then same with this one right here, if this closed below there, would have been good too. But it's all good. Now we wait for retracement, or I mean, even possible entry on this one, but I think this would be a little risky because price is super overextended. So what I'll do is I'll follow it, but I'm not going to take it. And there's no entry on there. It's got to be a moderate red candle. All right. All right. There we go with the retracement. Nice, nice. So Maddie actually caught the manipulation back up. Took it for a V1 body right there. Risky trade, but it played out. So not really surprised there. There was a V1 entry. And then Maddie wrote it up at least 100 pips. Cool, cool. Yeah, Maddie said it also lined up with his own analysis. So guys, you know, like I'm showing you guys right here, I'm giving you guys the analysis. Like I'm giving you guys literally the market structure and the red flags. That's all you need. Like Maddie over here applies his own strategies on top of, you know, the K2 strategies for a confluence, right? So you guys are free to apply whatever strategies you guys like. I mean, if you guys just listen to me, I'm literally telling you where price is going. So if your strategy lines up with where I'm telling you where price is going, then you're more than welcome to take the trade. That's why you see some people in the group with like 10 or 20 trades, because they're applying their own strategies, but they're listening to me because they're actually understanding where price is going. US30 is like not really a random asset. It does the same thing almost every day. That's why for the past 3-4 years, I've been trading live with you guys. And, you know, my analysis almost never misses because it's the same thing. It's like the same pattern is repeating itself. So I mean, if you guys want to take trades off your own analysis, you guys are more than welcome. Just make sure that you guys actually have an analysis and you have an actual strategy. You're not just taking trades because you're like, oh, Sean said price is going to go up here, because you can do that. But, you know, where's your stop loss going to be? Where's your TP going to be? If you don't have a set plan, then don't take the trade. So, all right, right here, if this closes as a moderate red candle, this could possibly be an entry right here. So I want to make sure the candle's not too big. It's got about 40 seconds on it, so it's got a lot of time before it closes. The farthest I can take it is going to be down here. I don't want it to be too long. It's got 20 seconds left on it, so it's got, you know, a while to go. Might not even close. Looks like it's not done retracing yet. All right, so possibly no entry off that. Let's see, nope. It's a green candle, no entry off that. If it closes with the green momentum right here, then we just got to wait for it to retrace. So here's the thing with these momentum signals, right? You guys can see when you have red momentum, price goes down, right? After that, there needs to be a green momentum. So with this green momentum, this is going to confirm the retracement, right? Because when you get that green momentum, it's going to push it up slightly. And then as it comes back down, we'll get that red momentum. So you guys can use these momentum signals as tracers, right? This can show you the direction price is going. That's why for us, when we're looking for sells, we only want to trade in the direction of momentum, because we already had the confirmed swing, and now we're just riding it. We're basically riding the wave. Let's check this right here. If this closes as a moderate red candle, this can possibly be an entry, but it doesn't look like it's going to close in the next 10 seconds. So this candle has about 5 seconds left on it. Nope. So nothing off that. Again, right there, another attempt to swing back up. As long as it doesn't close with a buy signal and it closes moderately red, this can still be an entry here for a sell. So I'm still watching it. You just got to keep an eye on it. Make sure it's not too far. This is way too far now. This is as far as I'll go. So it can't close anywhere past this. Also, the wick cannot be bigger than the body, the bottom wick. So it can be close, but it just can't be bigger, right? If it's bigger, then that's the wick's just way too big. Let's see. Yeah, the wick's way too big. It's got about 10 seconds left on it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wick's too big, no entry. And it looks like it's gonna hit TP2. Bullshit. Man, this always happens. Like, I feel like the market, well, I feel like it always feels like that when you guys are waiting for an entry. I feel like the market is like trying to lure you in. Because I'm pretty sure there's other strategies that people apply that line up kind of similar to what we're doing, right? It's probably not the same exact strategy, but it's kind of similar. Like their entry points are at the same point. And the only reason I can see that is because this is the structure below here. So you guys can see the structure right here, right? Another strategy that could be used, or that I can see other people using, is a break and retest, right? So like people are trying to enter the sells here because they're looking for that break and retest. That's why it's kind of screwing with us, because I don't think the market makers are necessarily looking at what we're doing, but they're looking at what other people are doing, right? So if you go like on the higher time frame, like say the 10-minute, yeah. So if you look at the 10-minute right here, it's just another area of rejection, right? So like some people like to trade on the 10-minute, and you can see there's a structure right here. So that's why I feel like the market makers are kind of screwing with people who are trying to get into a trade right here. Unfortunately, we're looking for an entry around the same area, but we're not necessarily looking for that big push. So if the market maker keeps screwing with people, I mean, it's fine, because we're just going to get in and out super quickly. Like we only need this much of a push to get in and out. So it's just, it's just a matter of, it's just a matter of patience here. So I think this is going to be an area of consolidation, this whole area right here, because you can see here on the 10, it looks like a break and retest pattern, right? Price broke below structure, finally closed, it's retesting. So I think price is going to keep bouncing around this area in a form of consolidation right here. That's really what's happening at this point. Price is just consolidating until it determines, which direction it's going to go. Possible entry right here. Yeah, exactly. D said, since we have requirements for our trades, we don't get caught up in the tricks very often. Exactly. Because you're looking for something very specific in the market. And you're not really like thinking, randomly what you're going to do next, because you already know what you're going to do next. Man, this candle's too big. Yeah, I can't take this trade here, guys, unfortunately. I was hoping to close somewhere around here in the middle so we could take it, but this candle is just way too big. I wouldn't recommend chasing this, because the price is probably going to retrace to either the full candle or halfway mark. So I wouldn't recommend taking it. Price is probably going to retrace to the halfway mark or the full candle right there. See how the retracement plays out. Maddie said a bunch of continuations right here. Yeah, no, you took the continuation right there, the B1 continuation, and the 710. Nice. Yeah, so you took the sells right there. One right there for a sell, another one right there for a sell. Yeah, no, it's all good. I mean, you're just testing it out, Maddie. So nice. And they both must have hit, right? So here's a retracement. You guys can see where I drew the line. We already knew it was going to retrace to this point. Because for this right here, this candle is too big. So typically what happens is price will retrace to like the halfway point and then continue, or it'll retrace to the full candle and possibly reverse. So it's good right here. Let's see. Rick said he took it, thought it was a liquidity play. I mean, you must be in profit right now pretty heavily then, Rick. So this one would be considered liquidity because the lows didn't get established, right? We need to have the lows where they haven't been tested yet, and they're like right next to each other, or not next to each other, but they're overlapping. Like, so for example, this right here, right? So see how these are right next to each other and they haven't overlapped and they've been established. So this right here would be a liquidity play when price came down over here, I guess, or something like that. It'd have to be during New York session though, not like outside. So this was like pre-market. This would have been not the area. This was like when market actually opened at 6:30. So maybe not this one right here, but this over here possibly. So this would have been a liquidity play right here. Because just remember that you need to have two high lows next to each other, and they have to be established. Like they can't disappear. I think you probably took it because there was a high, there was a low there, but then it disappeared as soon as you actually took it. So you just want to make sure that it hasn't, it's been actually established. All right, let me go and just update this real quick. Going back to the markups over here. Yeah, I didn't even look at that. Sisu said caught it, high low pivot scalp, very nice. Yeah, so there was a high low scalp right here, guys. So check this out. I didn't even notice it until Sisu mentioned it, but there was a high low scalp right here. The only problem is that this candle here was too big, so I wouldn't have taken it, but it still was considered a high low scalp. There's a low here that got broken and closed. It was in the direction of momentum, direction of trend. It lined up pretty nicely. So if you took the trade there, it did retrace quite a bit. But it did hit TP. So yeah, another continuation here for Maddie. Yeah, no, there's a whole bunch, Maddie. So if you guys are wondering like what Maddie's doing, he's basically applying the very first variation. So if you guys remembered from the variation before, we were just looking for double bodies or double tops, right? We didn't really look at momentum, or actually we did look at momentum, but we didn't look at like the trend and stuff like that. So what Maddie's doing here is basically he's looking at what the direction of price, and he's catching like these V1s. This is like before I created the high low indicator, because I didn't have the high low indicator before. He's basically looking at all of these like double bodies or double tops, basically like the quick double tops, right? Double body, double body, double wick, and he's taking these quick sells right here. Another one right here, double body, and he's taking these all for sells. So there's like 3 back-to-back wins right there. So nice work, Maddie. That's not a strategy that I recommend anybody use. Maddie's just testing right now because he's revisiting the original strategy that I created for the V1. That was like basically the first variation strategy that I came up with. It didn't have very many requirements, and it works pretty good during like directional markets. So like right here, price is super directional. It's been dropping for so long. You can take all the continuations and they probably will all hit. Yeah, Maddie said all KT strats work, even the basic fundamentals. Yeah, no, I agree, Maddie. That's why I never took the videos down. Like people always ask me if the videos on the course still work. They all still work perfectly fine. I just don't apply them because I don't trade intraday anymore. But everything still works like as it was yesterday. Looks like TradingView might be frozen, or I don't know. Let me see. It's just slow. So the volatility is very slow right now. I'm looking at MC4. It's slow in there as well. So yeah. Yeah, Maddie said also, Sean, it's the first day of September, so I'm gonna chill. I know. Maddie said, oh, the yawn. Man, you know what's weird? I've been like, for some reason, I keep waking up like at 1 a.m. I've been taking sleeping pills and I still wake up at 1 a.m. It's like the same time every day. Yeah, Maddie said, yeah, it's another indicator for me. I've been sleeping earlier too. So I've been trying to sleep earlier every day and I just keep waking up at the same exact time. Well, not the same exact time, but like around 1 and 3. It must be this weather, dude, because we're having this heat wave right here in California. I'm pretty sure everyone's having a heat wave everywhere. It was like over 100 degrees yesterday here. Yeah, Maddie and John said maybe the London session is calling you. Right. Take a couple scalps in between there. Wake up for a quick little hour. Trade, go back to sleep. Let me see what else you got over here. All right. So let's see what else we got over here. Nothing's really going on at the moment, guys. So, but it looks like some of you guys here have posted profits. So Dejan over here, he took a quick little loss, less than $1.99, and then he made a win over here for 180. So nice work right there, Dejan. So he lost $1, made $180. So solid work right there. Oh, I just saw your message. You said slippage got me. So he got caught in that slippage earlier as well this morning, but he made it right back. So he's up 180 for the day. Sean over here as well. Sean is currently up 4,734. So nice work right there, Sean. Real solid work right there. A lot of profits all around. Patricia over here as well. She said one account she locked in 1,767. All wins, no losses. Nice work, Patricia. Her second account over here, she locked in a total of 2,092. Nice work on this one as well. And here's her third account right here. She said, and the other, I think I'll take my winnings and just chill. Yeah, no, smart decision, Patricia. So she locked in a total of 1,767 off this account. All wins, no losses. So it's been a pretty solid day for Patricia here. Check this real quick. We don't have a sell signal yet, so we can't take the entry, but I will be looking for possible correction down. So it's fine. I want price to push up. The farther it pushes up, the better. So we have more room here to trade. David over here as well. David said baby steps. We've made 1970 for the day. Not bad, David. I mean, you're using a small lot size, so technically, I mean, if you're using like a 10 lot or more, or 100 lot, like on, I'm assuming you're on MFF. If you're using like 100 lot, you'd be at like 1,970, right? So yeah, baby steps, small account, and then just grow that and get bigger from here. So nice work, David. 1970 technically would have been 1,900, so that's good. Patricia over here as well, another account locked in a total of 1,767. Great work, Patricia. Other than that, I think that's it for right now. Anyways, we're still looking for trades. We have news coming up again right here at 7:30. And I feel like there's news every 10 minutes. It's all good. We'll be waiting for that. I think it's oil inventories, right? Yeah, natural gas storage. Okay. John said I wake up around that time because I finish my homework moments. Yeah, nice to have those a lot, Dijon. Let's see. Dijon needs to test the pivots. All right, so price is pushing up. If this shifts to the upside, that's perfectly fine. We can take buys. We don't have to stick to sells here. So what I need to see is I need price to do a full-on reversal up here, right? Either up here or up here, because we have news right here. So we want to make sure that we don't trade at this point. But if it decides to come back down, that's fine too, right? We don't have to look for buys. I'm just saying if price swings up, that's cool. It's not going to make a big difference for us. We can trade both directions. We just got to figure out, we got to figure out where the entries is pointing. So in order for us to take a sell, we need to get a sell signal. In order for us to take a buy, price needs to be up here because there's too much red flags right here. There's news, and opening price. And the sessions right here as price gets nearer. And where are the rest of the sessions at? I didn't even take off these zones up here. But the sessions are all sitting up top, it looks like. Yeah, so price dropped pretty heavy during London and then now into New York. So once we got over here. All right, we got a couple more profits over here as well. So we got CSUK over here up 12,887. Nice work, CSUK. Kip over here currently up 7,011. And then we have Maddie over here up 455. Nice work, guys. So there's pretty good profits all around, guys. I mean, everyone's doing pretty solid so far. Hopefully we lock in another one. It's just going to be a matter of time. See, CSUK might have. No, we're good. All right. So as price continues to bounce around this area, we have 3 minutes till news. Hopefully we can catch one more before 8. If not, looks like we're gonna have a free for all for NFP, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Like NFP, the volatility might be a good thing for us. Yeah, Maddie said looks like it's going back to test news price. Yeah, no, I can see that. You can go back to test news price, or you can even go back to test the sessions and then come crashing right back down. Sessions right there. Hopefully, I'm hoping the news, that price stays up here when news comes out in the next 2 minutes, because I want this whole area to just be red flag, like this helpful area right here, so we don't have to worry about trading outside of it. So I actually want the news price to happen somewhere in between this area. It's gonna be more beneficial for us, so we don't have to worry about, you know, our entries and stuff. So this here has been changed, no longer there. Just gonna update the zones real quick. The zones update every so often, guys. So if you guys are drawing zones like me here, just make sure to check every 5 to 10 minutes, just so that you guys are updated. But typically it's not a big deal because they usually just overlap. All right, that's perfect. I want price to stay around this area over here. Nice, nice. Yeah, Maddie said he caught the 726 V1 continuation back to news price. Not bad. Dejan said I need to do better at analyzing both ways. A lot of times when it breaks pivots, that could be a good 100 pips off that. Yeah, no, exactly. That's like one way that CSUK trades. So like, you know how we look at the rejections off the SRs. A couple of people in the group actually identify rejections off the pivots. I think PC does it, and CSUK, and a couple other people. I think John as well might have been testing it. But yeah, you know, all of these tools can be used for something. That's actually a way that I used to trade a long time ago, John. So like back on those days when I used to like trade in the Tesla, right? Like when I had my Tesla, it was on autopilot. I would just watch for price to like reject off those points, and I take them for a quick 100 pips, just bounces. It'd be a lot easier if you have all the pivots on though. So like, for example, right here, catching the bounces off the lower level pivots, like level 1, level 2, this is where I usually take them, not the 3 and 5, because this is stronger. This will identify a reversal, but these lower pivots right here, 1 and 2, you can see how they bounce off like pretty often. That's how I would take like 15 like trades at a moment, and then have a bunch of profits all at once. Thanks, Peter. News was negative, so let me go ahead and mark up news price right here. Thanks, Peter, man. Peter's like our news guy. He's like on point with the news. So thanks for that, Peter. We got that right there. 7:30 a.m. US news negative. This is perfect. So this is exactly what we wanted. We wanted the red flag zone, and it played out perfect. So now we have this whole area here where we don't trade. Yeah, so this is basically the red flag zone right here. This point to this point right here. Right? So this whole area right here, we don't trade. I leave this up here because it's actually useful, but it's like hard to see. But I mean, this is just make sure that you guys keep an eye on this right here. This is the red flag area. Yeah, Maddie said, yeah, might as well do that, so I'm not looking at it. LOL. Yeah, no, but this is a good, I mean, it's good to see. If there was an easier way for us to do it, like if we didn't have the zones on the market on the chart, then it'd be easier. But we do have our zones up, so we don't want to overlap them just in case. But yeah, just keep that in mind, guys. That is our area not to trade. Well, basically, the main thing you have to look for is just going to be the sessions right here. So this is a low point and the 5:30 news. So, I mean, realistically, if you're looking over here, this is just the times that you don't want to trade or the areas you don't want to trade from. 5:30 or this pink line down to this purple line. All right. And you guys can kind of see right here too, like where these rejections happen, right? You can see where the market gets kind of crazy. Whenever price crosses this point right here, like look at this whole area right here. Price just gets all crazy once it gets to this point. Same with this right here. Price got to this point right here, and it just rejects off it directly. So this is like for sure no-go zone in the middle. And then you just have to keep an eye out for this upper news price. And I think that's it. It's just this middle area plus this upper news price. Rick said Peter does not do fake news. Yeah, no. Kenny does actually. Kenny's a fake news guy. Is Kenny here right now? Yeah, Kenny's here. Kenny's the one that sends us the YouTube links of like Fox News and stuff. Also useful. Yeah, Kenny is a CNN and Fox News. So Kenny's our CNN and Fox News guy. Peter's our forex factory news guy. All right, so price is coming back down. This is fine. Trend meter here is actually, this might be an entry right here, guys, if you close this proper. See if I can get into it. Might execute. Let's see. This thing already hit TP. Let's see, where is it at? By 80. The spread's killing me right now. I'm just gonna pull out. Fuck me. If you can get out of that. I only locked in 320. The spread was killing me right now. It was crazy. It was like past TP, but I only had 320 in my profit. So yeah, the spread and slippage was like killing my account right here. What? Check this real quick. And if, let me check my account real quick. Oh my God, I'm so freaking pissed at MFF. MFF gave me another loss. They're definitely executing late. I mean, it's not a huge loss, but dude, MFF's so trash. All right. So I don't know what happened. I'll take a screenshot of this real quick. I don't know if anyone else caught this, but it looks like nice. Maddie caught it, or he said didn't enter, got hit TP. DeJohn said spread and slippage is axing my profits. It did for mine too. Let me just show you guys real quick. I mean, it happened super fast. But let me just take this here real quick, and I'm gonna show you my freaking, man, MF is pissing me off. It gave me negative again. I mean, it wasn't as bad as it was this last trade, but it still gave me negative, which is super annoying. I'm still looking for another entry. I need to have like at least one clean entry so that I can balance it out, right? Because MFF is just eating into my FTMO profits at this point. So let me screenshot this real quick. I'm like tempted to just turn off the copier for right now, or for today at least, because none of their trades are Like nothing's working on there, and it's been like this for the past week. So I'm hoping they fix it and enough people complain. Because they're a little better than Funding Talent. If you guys remember Funding Talent before, now they were horrible. But I don't know. Patricia said that MFF also has been having issues with payouts lately too. I haven't really had issues, but or I don't know, maybe this month's gonna be different. We'll see. Hopefully not. I mean, it sucks because it's really difficult to find another legitimate funding company. I might just have to open a TFF account. The cool thing with TFF though is that you can win like you can pass within a day. So you don't really have that waiting period. The only thing I'm worried about is once I pass and I get funded with them again. Like, how does that happen? How does it happen? I pass one day and then they change a brand new service the next day. My luck. Anyways, here is the my profits. And it was only partial because I had to pull out. The spread was killing me and the slippage as well. All right, so I'm looking for another entry here, but you guys can see over here for mine. I only locked in 320 off my main account. My copier locked in 70. So if FTMO was, MFF was doing this, I'd be perfectly fine. If they gave me like $10 profit or $20 profit, that's cool, fine, give me that. But they gave me -60 off this one. And then this is reminding me of TFF because this is what happened with them when I got on their account. -50 off this one and then -50 off this one. It's crazy. Yeah, Rav said it's doing it to me every time I complain, but they do nothing. Yeah, I know. That's basically what happens. Like with the funding companies, like you don't really have much of a say because if they don't want to deal with you, they're just gonna suspend your account. They'll just delete your account and then ban you. That's like something that I don't want to happen because I've made good money over time with MFF. So like I'm okay with eating the bullet, having these losses here and there that are like not even my fault, as long as they fix their problems, because it's really hard to find a legitimate forex or not forex funding company. Like FTMO has been around the longest. They're like super trustworthy. However, I thought MFF was number 2, but they might be going down the list soon. I gotta try out something else. Yeah, exactly, Peter. I agree. Okay, Dijon said he's in their Discord and they mentioned payout issues a lot for certain payout types. That makes sense. Yeah, D said maybe the company's not doing so well. I can see that too. They might have the same issue with like Funding Talent, where like a lot of like if you guys remember when Funding Talent first came out, like literally everybody in K2 joined Funding Talent. And then what happened is we all passed their challenges and we all got funded and we all like kept winning. And then they couldn't pay people out. So they just ended up going out of business. It's like, they might have ran into some issues. So that's why they had to change their business model, basically with the execution times. Because the thing is, if people are winning too much and they're not expecting people to win and they're not actually copying the trades, they're going to lose on a lot of money, right? So that might be the issue here. They're just trying to screw people over now so that they can make money off the challenges. Because like when someone fails a challenge, they got to buy another challenge, right? So they're probably trying to bank on like making a bunch of money off new challenges. And then they're going to put the settings back to the old settings once they make their money back to pay whatever they owe, right? That seems like the logical idea there. They're like in hot water. They need to screw with the current members so that so they can make money to pay out the people that they owe money, and then they're going to put the settings back once they've got back on their feet. That sounds like what what's going on, but I mean, it is what it is. B said maybe try using a lower lot size with MFF so you get better fills. I don't think that makes a difference. I've been using MFF for years. People always talk about that, but the thing with that is that they're not on a live server. They're using like a separate server. So it's not like you're literally going in and it's a CFD, you know, it's a contract for difference. You're going in and it gets filled under like, it's like a B, what's it called? A B broker or whatever. It's like, it's not direct. If it's direct, then yeah, that's where it becomes an issue because your trade's going right away. I don't know. I'm not going to spend too much time trying to figure out what the problem is. I'm just going to keep trading. Yeah, Charles said I made so much last month. My girl wants to start an account. Yeah, I don't blame him. Blame her. Yeah, Peter said it's part of the business. Look at how dirty banks are. B said they made the demo live conditions. Try 5 compared to 4 to 10 lot, and you'll see. I mean, all my account, it wouldn't make a difference because I'm taking the same lot size on all of them. So then these should all be delayed then, right? B. So this account's actually my last one or my middle one. So this one was delayed. This one wasn't delayed. It got better. And then this one was also delayed. So I don't think it makes a difference with the lot size for execution times. Be person. I mean, I've been trading for a long time. I know what you're talking about. That happens on actual like brokers, but for these funding companies, I've been using FTMO for over a year now, maybe 2 years, and I've used MFF for over a year. These issues, they arise like randomly. Like the accounts will be good for like a cool couple months, and then all of a sudden, like 1 month, there's issues and their excuse is like we're moving to a new server, or they've been CB said with how shitty MFF has been recently, I've been making more off full TP 5 lots than 10 lots. But also, I don't think you're not on a funded account though, right? So I think that's the issue. That's the thing too. You're like on a challenge because I think the accounts you've been trading on have been like unless they're funded. I mean, then maybe. But I know the ones that you've been showing me. Yeah, so you've been using 5 lots, but this is like a demo account, isn't it? Oh, see, you're a different guy, B. Yeah, no, never mind. I thought that was you because I was like, I'm not sure who am I talking to. So many people got the same name. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna waste my time. But yeah, no, thanks for your input, B. But I don't care. Like, if this is gonna keep happening, I'm not gonna change my lot size to a 5 and make half profit, right? I'd rather risk it and make the full profit and lose like maybe 3 something versus me making like half profit. If I make 500 bucks, like not worth my time at that point. Because I'm only losing a little bit. Like if they stop screwing up and I make a full profit, I'm gonna make 1,000 off it. So I'd rather just keep biting the bullet until it works. I mean, it's not that bad. It's not like I'm losing like thousands of bucks, right? Losing like 300. So not a huge deal, but it's just annoying because the trades are hitting, but they're giving me negative. And I don't like seeing red on my screen. Like you barely see me have any red on my screen ever. So when I see this, it just trips me out because I'm like, yeah, I'm not used to it. So I need one more trade. Let's look for one more trade here so that I can have 1,000 profit and this will turn green or blue and then I'll be cool. I just don't like losing trades. I don't like seeing red on my screen because I'm not used to it. All right, cool. So we have a wick rejection right here. I've been following it up here, guys. There's no entry up here. So don't worry. I know we've been going off track, but I'm still following the charts. Like I'm really focused on getting at least one full win off MFF to cover these reds because I hate seeing red on my chart. All right, so there's nothing on here yet. I'm just gonna stay focused for like maybe the next 15 minutes. Hopefully we can get an entry before 8. If not, maybe I'll stay online with you guys for a while because price is in a good area. It's not necessarily in a bad area. So, you know, I wouldn't mind like just hanging around a little longer for it to provide an entry, because typically an entry will come like right after we get off the live. Yeah, spread's looking a lot nicer too, B. Man, it's so funny that you brought that up, that you're like not that same B. I thought you were that same B this whole time. Because I talked to you on here, and then the other B talks to me like literally right after. So I always thought it was you, but I guess not. All right, so maybe an entry right here if this closes as a moderate red candle. We got about 40 seconds. We got to make sure that the candle doesn't close too far down though. So this is as far as I'll go. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, so no reinstalled. Zoom on your PC and named it B, so it set it at that. Gotcha. I think you're EO, right? You're EW. Okay, that's you. All right. I was like, I knew you're somebody that I knew. Okay, that makes sense now. Yeah, but no, thanks for your input. I know like what you're talking about though. And okay, there might be an entry right here. Let's see if I could find it. I'm not in it yet, because I kind of looked at it late. So I'm gonna let it pull back a little bit. I think the candle might be a little too big. So I'm gonna let it retrace a little bit. I'll set a sell stop there to catch it as it comes back down. See where it's at. What's up with my MC4? It's like lagging. It's moving all over the place. Oh, it's the roller. So I'm not in the position yet, guys. I'm waiting for it to maybe pull back a little bit. I didn't get to like fully analyze it. So let me see if there's anything here that I need to look for. Pivots are bearish. Trend meter is bearish. The only problem with this is that it's super overextended. So I might have to skip this one here. It's pretty overextended. Yeah, Maddie. So it's overextended because it's been dropping. Let's see how far. Let's see, it's been dropping about 1,300 pips or so. And it hasn't really retraced yet. It's super overextended right now. And the spread is at like 180. So yeah, this is always something to keep an eye out for, right? Thanks, Maddie, for referring to that. That's why I didn't enter right away, because I didn't get to fully analyze it before actually entering it. Yeah, this thing here is just it's kind of overextended. It's not super overextended, but it is pretty overextended. There was some sort of retracement right here, but it's not a really strong retracement. It like slightly retraced and then it came back down. It didn't necessarily push it up far enough for it to you know, for it to confirm the retracement. Let's see what I'm looking at right here. So I'm still following it to see like where it moves. But yeah, the retracement. So I'm not in the position yet, guys. Just keep that in mind, FYI. Not in the position. I'm just watching it to see where it goes. Because if it does come back down, then I might just re-enter it or enter it late at some point. Because it can really go either way, just like Patricia said. Patricia said double bottom too, so it can go either way. And I agree with you, Patricia. Let's see where I'm at. Yeah, because this is when it becomes a double bottom like that, that can be an area of manipulation as well. It kind of acts like news price or a sessions. And when I go to my MT4, it just like it swings back and forth really fast. I don't know what's up with my thing. I think I'm gonna have to zoom out. Maybe zoomed in too close. See where I'm at. Yeah, so still not in it right now. I'm probably just gonna skip it, guys, because of the it's retracing right now. It's obviously overextended. It's retracing. It might make its way back down, and if it does, then we can take it from that point. But right now, we're just gonna be waiting. This is kind of similar to like before when we would apply the the variations, right? So like sometimes we look at variations and I'm like, and I'd say, okay, we wouldn't take the first one, but we would take the next one. So if that makes sense, guys, if you guys remember before when we take a trade and we'd see price pushing down super heavily, we didn't call it overextended, but price would be pushing down super heavily. And then we're like, okay, we're going to wait for the first variation to hit. And then if that hits, we enter the second one. So it's the same concept. It's just we're looking at different things now. But it's literally the same thing. So when price they're pushing down for so long, and then we wait for the next one. Let's see. Oh, down. It's all good, Madhu. You'll bounce back from it. Yeah, I was tempted to enter it too. Like as soon as I saw it close, I was like, okay, this is cool. But then I realized that it's been dropping for so long and there was no retracement. So unfortunately, I mean, it happens. Let me see how far this pushed down from, because this might be the retracement right here, but the next one, I mean, it's still pretty far. Either one right here. So like, for example, this is where it started. The retracement actually did happen right here. So this is the high that we're mapping it from, this one to this point here. Yeah, no, Medu said it was waiting to see how the candle closed. Didn't realize you were waiting. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about it either until I saw how far it's dropped right here. Because when you saw it close over here, let me just go back to it real quick. We saw it close at this point right here, and I was like, damn, this is a lot of red candles, right? Like there hasn't been very many green ones right here. And that's how I thought, okay, it's overextended. And the reason why I didn't enter right away as well is because as soon as the candle moved to the next one, it was already down. So I didn't want to get caught getting a bad entry down here, right? So those are a couple of things that I looked at, Madhu. It's just quick thinking. But I would have done the same thing. If I didn't like look up here to see all these red candles, I would have just hopped right in. Let's see. Yeah, Maddie said don't chase a sell. Patricia said also, Maddie, that was double body too. Which one are you talking about, Maddie? Oh, this one right here. I think this one right here, right? So this might be another strategy that, I don't know, people might want to look into at some point. Or, I mean, we'll look into it. You guys don't have to look into it. It's basically continuation without the pending momentum. But yeah, Patricia was right. There was a V1 right here. One thing that you guys can look for as well is when price is very overextended like this, you can look for a possible V1 rejection. Because if you do that, you can go for a quick little 100 pips. Yeah, Patricia said, and look for double body for those. They work. Yeah, no, definitely. And I agree too, because whenever you see something like that, the variations are they're all reversal strategies. So if you're applying the V1, V2, V3, V1 is like the best one for reversals. If you see price going one way, heavily, like not necessarily like where it's just been pushed, but if you keep following it, like for example, this one right here wouldn't be it, right? Because if you were to measure it from this point to there, it's only been like less than 1,000 pips. However, if you look at this one up here, that's where the actual reversal happened, right? This price pushes up and then you measure it. I think the threshold is probably going to be like 1,300 pips or something like that. So 1,400 pips right there, you get the double body and then it comes right back down. Same with this right here. If you were to look at this point right here down to here, this is 1,300 pips as well. So you get the double body and it retraces back up. So, I mean, that's typically what you can look for. When price pushes back up right here, if it pushes like up to this point, then you can probably catch a V1 or something from there and it comes right back down. Man, this market kind of sucks. If it gets close to 8, then, and if I don't see anything really, I mean, the market doesn't necessarily suck, but it just hasn't been giving us any entries. I mean, this whole week seems like just starting to get a little annoying. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said you can literally be profitable just taking the V1 body and continuation. Yeah, no, exactly. Let's see, Patricia said, look at that move on the reversal. Yeah, no, definitely. John's asking, what's a continuation? Continuation is basically just a V1 in the direction of momentum, John. So like, say for example, we have the sell signal right here, right? And price continues to push down lower and lower and lower. Actually, there's none here, but there's one that's like right here. So we have a buy signal, price is pushing up, and then you get a double body or double wick or something. I'm trying to find an example for you here, but I don't see one. Maddie was taking a couple right here. Okay, so here's one example. We have a sell signal right here, right? Price is going down, and then there's a double body right there. It's just a continuation of the direction. So it's a variation V1, but it just keeps going in the direction of momentum. So there's no pending momentum. You're just trading in that same direction. There's not necessarily a high low though. So you probably want to talk to Maddie about that because if you're looking for these high lows, it's going to be harder for you to see. But Maddie's looking for these double tops without the actual high low there, like with no tag there. This is still technically like considered a high at some point, but not necessarily a high low that's been established. All right, so it's 7:58 right now. I was hoping price would come back down here and then we can actually take one together. But if price starts to swing up, this is going to be a long time until we get another entry. Because we have a buy signal here. In order for us to take a sell, we need a sell signal. And if price pushes up higher, like it's doing right here, up to this area, then it's going to go back into this whole red flag area right here. Maddie said, I'm done for the day. Got my one trade in. Yeah, no, definitely, Maddie. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to call the day with another red day in my MFF. It seems like this whole week, my MFFs have been red. It's only 390, but I mean, it still sucks. The previous day as well. Actually, no, the previous day was the opposite. It actually gave me profit while my FTMO gave me losses. I don't know. This week's been all kind of screwed up. Yeah, it's literally been all kinds of screwed up. Like my MFF here and my FTMO, they've been opposite. One day my FTMO was giving me losses. The other day my MFF was giving me losses. Let's push down over here. Actually, I didn't put a description on here. Whoops. All right, so let's see. Yeah, Peter said in 45 minutes, Sean will post in Telegram, caught 2 trades after live. I'm up 15K. I know, right? Probably not today though, because the markets are all kind of thrown off. Patricia said, Sean, hey, like I said, copy trade same props. Copying multiple props is becoming more difficult. Yeah, no, and I agree too, Patricia. So I might just stick with FTMO for a while until I see things start to smoothen out. Madhu said, for some reason, my losses are almost always a couple few $100 above using FTMO. You know, a lot of the times, Madhu, it's just slippage. It's because when if it does reach your TP or your stop loss, it usually spikes a little bit like at the end so that you get a little bit of more or a little bit of less. So it's just the market lately. It's been like I feel like whenever we have a win or a loss, it hits like right away, right? And because of that big volatility spike, it causes it causes an issue with pricing whenever you enter a trade or exit it, because the execution times are always going to be off by like a split second. But if the volatility is super high, then it typically will give you less or more profit. It's almost never going to be exact. I rarely get it where it's super exact as well. Just update this right here. Another small profit. TMOs and another. Oh, it's tripping. I was like, who the fuck's outside? It's my window cleaners. Big ass brush outside. I don't know if you guys could hear that from the thing, but it was like someone was scratching on the window. It's a window cleaner. I get mad emoji on this because FTMO keeps screwing me. All right, Maddie, we'll see you tomorrow. All right, so it's 8:02 right now, guys. I'll stick on for like a little bit. I mean, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and put your questions in the chat. I'm gonna look over everyone's profits, and then if I don't see anything come up anytime soon, then I'm just gonna call it a day. The reason why I'm doing that is because if price pushes up right here, then we're gonna be up here for a while, right? I don't want to sit on the screen for like another 30 minutes and FOMO into a trade. Also, the London low is now down here. So we got a bunch of red flag areas right here. If the London low didn't pull up around this area, then we'd be perfectly fine. But now that it's down here, it's going to cause a problem because if we do get any entries right here, it's going to be impossible for us to take sells, right? Because if we take a sell, if we take a sell at any point here, it's going to be too close to the sessions, right? So just keep that in mind, guys. But let me see if there's anything else here that I need to look at. A couple more profits here by John took another win. He said it was close to TP. I was only 280 in profit, locked in a total profit of 369 on this account. Nice work, John. Patrick over here as well. He said not going to risk today's profits. I'm out. So he locked in a total profit of 6,748 for the day. Nice work, Patrick. Valentino over here, he's just been taking the high lows, total profit of 756 for the day. Great work, Valentino. And then we have Al over here. Al's currently up 2,892. Nice work, guys. So I'm glad to see a lot of you guys here still profiting. We took 2 trades today. Some of them you guys caught, some of them you guys didn't. Volatility is just, I mean, it's all over the place. It is NFP and it's also the first of the month. So it's a bit risky for us to be trading all throughout the day, just, with everything going on. Tomorrow we do have NFP. So I will be trading tomorrow, but on Monday I will not be trading due to the holiday. It's not really worth the risk. I don't want to lose my accounts trading on that day and then I end up getting caught in a trade. Brian said window cleaner equals MFF watching you trade. I know, right? Patricia said I'm off, hopping off as well. Thanks, definitely, Patricia. We'll see you tomorrow. And Solange's asking, Sean, do you remember the dates or months where you were going through the variations in mentoring sessions? I just want to confirm TPs and pending momentum signals. I mean, honestly, I can't remember, Solange. If anyone remembers, let me see if I can find it here. Breakout strategy. Oh. If you search up, usually it'll like, let me see if I can find the date. It looks like it was around like March or April. It was like whenever I started posting the profits here. Actually, we've been applying the variation strategy since like last December. So, I mean, there's like a timeline between December and April. So I guess you have like a 4-month time frame right there. You probably look at the ones in the middle, like probably February, March, because that's probably where we went more fine tuning. I think the beginning, like December, I was going over the strategy like just from scratch. And then I think from February, March, that's where we started to pick it up a little bit. So yeah, if you want to check that out, I mean, you can. Yeah, no problem, Solange. Let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. All right, so I think that might be it for today, guys. Yeah, I think that might be it. So unless you guys have any other questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. Otherwise, we should be good for today. So I'm probably gonna call it a day as well. There's just nothing for us to take at the moment. And it doesn't look like we're gonna be getting any other entries anytime soon. So, all right, guys, other than that, we're gonna wrap this up. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. Otherwise, we will pick back up tomorrow for NFP and continue on with our trading week.